WA's economy is the envy of the nation. Every year, iron ore trains of wealth roll into the state's coffers, topped up by an increased share of the GST.
We are now officially in surplus.
Much has changed since the 2019 budget, and while there's a new treasurer, the books are still in the black.
Strong operating surpluses continue.
3, 2, 1.
7 consecutive surpluses have helped pay for Labor's flagship Metronet projects. It's also brought cost of living relief and schemes to address housing affordability. But as Rita Saffioti prepares to deliver her second budget as Treasurer, the picture's less rosy. Falling iron ore prices could drop quicker if China's economy continues to slow. Then there's Donald Trump and how his tariffs will reverberate through the global economy.
It's going to be Liberation Day in America.
An uncertain future ahead makes this a challenging time to be the WA Treasurer. Deputy Premier and Treasurer Rita Saffioti, welcome to Stateline.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation.
We have to start with Donald Trump and his tariffs. How concerned are you about the indirect impact that could have on WA?
Yeah, definitely concerned about the indirect impact. As we know, WA is a trading state. And while we don't export a lot to the US, of course, we have very strong trading relationships with Asia, whether it be China, Japan, South Korea. And so he's put extraordinary tariffs on those nations. And so we are very much monitoring the indirect impact. And of course, more generally, the impact it has on global economic activity. We wanted to see a very strong economic growth across our trading nations, across the world. And these tariffs, which have been probably one of the most significant or seismic impact across the world, some of the biggest impacts we've ever seen. And we've already seen the fallout on the share market and on other commodity prices. So we are very much monitoring the impact.
How do you prepare and plan for that beyond just monitoring it?
Well, of course, there'll be some industries that will be very much impacted, and we've seen in particular the beef industry. And the federal government, through Anthony Albanese, has committed funds to support those directly exposed industries. Of course, there's a couple of other things that we're looking at. We, of course, got a policy to diversify our economy, diversify trade.
It's a bit late for diversifying, though, isn't it, when the tariffs are here now?
Oh, well, again, we're working through in particular the critical minerals element, because, of course, that's something that looks like there are some specific exemptions for critical minerals.
This all would have been much easier and the impact much smaller if you had diversified the economy earlier, wouldn't it?
Oh, well, look, we have embarked on strong diversification through supporting new value-adding and new industries, such as in the Northwest, and of course new markets. We've had a series of expansion of our international trade commitments, in particular through Southeast Asia as well as other parts of Asia.
Is it too little too late though?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, look, in relation to what the US has done, as I said, they're not a big trading partner of ours, but we'll monitor that impact and we'll continue to work to diversify.
Amid all of that uncertainty, we're seeing the iron ore price falling. It's almost certain that the best economic times for WA and for the state's finances are behind us now. What are you prepared to cut to fit in with all of those changes?
Well, look, we presented a very affordable financial plan at the time of the election. So we also, in the past, and continue to budget conservatively. So we've always made sure that we didn't budget in a sense, optimistically. We budgeted conservatively, and that means that you can withstand shocks like these new tariffs that Donald Trump is introducing. Of course, there'll always be challenges, there'll always be more demand, in particular in key areas like health, but we'll continue to make sure we can deliver the services without those cuts.
That could all change because of these tariffs, if there's a downturn further in China's economy though, couldn't it?
Well, what we're seeing in WA is a very resilient economy. I'm very confident that there's a lot of investment happening and still a lot of confidence. The other point about population growth is it encourages or increases demand for housing and also consumption. So that again helps support other parts of the economy.
You must be a little bit nervous though, looking at that global outlook, getting the red pen ready to to be a bit more prudent with the budget, perhaps?
Oh, we have always been prudent with the budget, and the other point is WA, in relation to our set of books, I'd be a lot more nervous if I was a treasurer of another state. We have budgeted conservatively, we've run a very tight set of books and will continue to do that.
Deputy Premier and Treasurer Rita Saffioti, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.